Hi everybody, this is Joe with Joe's Premium Firewood, bringing another fun-filled, exciting video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how I'm a firewood producer and not a firewood seasoner or dryer. Not sure if seasoner is a word. Then I'm going to take you into our house and show you our wood stove in action. As you can see, we got our first snow today, about a ½ inch. I'm surprised the rain hasn't washed it away yet. But what I got going on here in the truck is I've got this oversized truckload going to a loyal customer who's been buying from me for years. You can see the front portion of the load is all ash that I got from filled on Sunday. It's the remaining blocks that Mike didn't split, or half of them, because I did a delivery yesterday. This is the only way I can keep orders going out. You know, if I just gave everybody 100% ash, it would be gone. My 7 suppliers, you know, most of them have other jobs, and so they're struggling to bring me 1 or 2 truckloads a week when I'm selling that many a day. So my game plan is to do 1/3, 25% to 1/3 of the dry, ready to burn ash, and then this semi-seasoned oak that we got from Gary's. You know, Mike cut and split all of it in the last couple weeks. He filled it, he filled up this area in Bay 2. In fact, we had a bunch right there that I just delivered 3 oversized truckloads of this stuff. And then I got to bring her another 3 oversized truckloads of dry wood. But, and you can see it's drying pretty good in here. The problem is, orders keep coming in, and you know what? I probably should do this all year round. Instead of selling 100% dry until I run out of it, which happens quick, I should, especially if customers are only burning 1 truckload a year, which this guy does, it'll be, that ash will last him probably 2 or 3 months. So by the time he gets to that, and with it sitting in his garage, the trees are cut 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago, and it should be dry. So that's kind of what I'm doing, but I'm going to go ahead and set this up here and talk to you for a second, and then we'll take you inside the house and let you check out our wood stove. So if you're is this your first time to this channel, obviously I make all firewood related videos. I happen to have 2 firewood channels. My other one's called Joe's Firewood Videos. Kind of a long story why I have 2 firewood channels, and I'm sure a lot of my regular subs who watch every video don't want to hear me go into it for the umpteenth time. But anyway, so if you're like a customer of mine, I need your help in seasoning the wood. To get all this wood in here that Mike did, you just seen, and I had to pay for the logs from Gary's daughter, Sarah. I probably have, probably cost me about $700. Yeah, I could probably, sell it all, probably, there's more over there too, but I could probably sell it all for like $1,400. But, to just have this sit, it takes forever, not forever, this, this semi-season stuff. If it sat in here for like 3 or 6 months, it'll be ready to burn over the year. But let's just say this is greenwood, investing a lot of money, from my log suppliers, and just to have it sit is just not going to work. So if you have the space, I'm begging you to order early and let it dry at your house, because the other day I got a call from a guy that said, yeah, I want, 2 years seasoned oak cut 12 inches long. And I'm like, I want a unicorn. And guess what? I got a better chance of getting it, because people just got to plan ahead, and there's other reasons that affect my production, which, Mike right now has nowhere to cut because of deer season. Can't go up to Josh's where all the tops are. And then over at Greg's, he's got all the ash out of there. So he's supposed to talk to the neighbor. Been waiting for him to do that so Mike can keep cutting for me. But all my other suppliers have got jobs. Another thing that affects production is the weather. It's pouring down rain. I wouldn't go out and cut in this, and I wouldn't expect any of my suppliers to do that either. So, you know, I would estimate, you know, in 365 days a year here in Michigan, we probably lose 80 to 100 days, you know, because of the weather. You know, either it's too hot and humid, or there's too much snow, or it's raining, you know, or Mike's not feeling well, you know, people get sick, or equipment breakdowns. So I can't build up the inventory, you know, that people expect. It, you know, you're not ordering a pizza. You just don't call and say, here, you know, year round and get the you know, get firewood, because it's just too much of a, you know, unless I start selling loads like that for like $1,000, and then I can buy like a heated pole barn, you know, with sunlights, or you know those lights or those heaters that are above food, like at a diner, you know, and put that over the wood, and then it won't get any of this fungus on it. But I don't see anybody around here paying $1,000 for a truckload of firewood. So yeah, it's just the production. You know, I produce the wood, I don't dry it. You know, I probably dry maybe 10 cords of it a year that sit, but I'm selling 200. You know, so it's just like a drop in the bucket. And you know, and then another thing that affects production is I got the you know, the campground that buys the bundles. They're probably buying probably 25 truckloads like that over the summer, and they have to have dry wood, you know, because it's going to burn in a week, where this is going to take 6 months to burn. So like I say, I might just start doing that. Just start sending out, you know, 2/3 or like 1/3 of dry, ready to burn ash or whatever, and then the rest would be semi-seasoned stuff like this, and then it can dry at the customers, you know, because I just can't, you know, it's hard to find the wood that's, you know, dry and ready to burn, and everybody wants, you know, 100% dry, which is like, but it's going to last you all year. So, and I got some guys that are coming from Coloma. They're bringing like a 12-foot trailer, and I already told them, you know, it's going to be 1/3 of that ash that I got, which is hardly anything, and then the rest they can get from in here. And they were cool with it. And I just said, you just got to stack the dry stuff on top. So they understand, and I think most of my customers are willing to work with me. But like I say, I can just concentrate on doing this as long as I am constantly selling it, you know, because like there's always a big drop off in the spring, and I don't feel it's my responsibility to chase every customer down and say, here, you need to plan ahead. They need to do that, not me. You know, I will make the firewood. I got, you know, like 6-7 guys coming in to bring me logs, whether they're green or dry, you know, and I'll store what I can here, but I can't just keep doing that. It would cost me, you know, like $30,000 to build up a year's supply that I sell for $60,000, and I don't have that kind of money. So, all right, I think I've harped on that enough. Let me take you inside the house now. Get a little wet. We're going to take the scenic route. But you can see here's you know, pile, some more of the junk wood that we burn. But I'll show you what we do with that. You know, and as I say, Mike had a couple of those rows full. I've already took a bunch of that already. And I also wanted to show you what a nice, honest guy I am. I had the customer come. He paid me $700 back in August for this whole row all the way to that big oak tree right there. All of it was his, $700. Well, I come back here, you know, out here on Monday. He was here Sunday, and I noticed he had this here, and I'm like, well, maybe I wasn't here when he loaded up, and I'm like, did you not have enough room in your 2 trailers? And I go, you left a whole rack of wood here, and you know, it looks, and it's all dry. And he said, well, my racks at home are full. He goes, I didn't realize that was mine. I said, take the whole row, you know. But I go, what do you want? You want to come get it, or you want me to mail you a check and reimburse it? And he said, just send him a check, which works for me. Now I got some dry wood right here, which is going out tomorrow. I got a customer that's going to take that and 1 truckload of that, and then that, which he will burn the wet stuff first, and then he can burn this. But the guy was real appreciative that I did that, you know, but I gotta sleep at night. So let's go through this way. Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. You know, I said I was gonna cut back on videos, but when something, you know, that video yesterday with the fire starter, I wasn't even planning on making that. You know, and this is the wood that John brought me yesterday. And then we cut those noodles. You can see he was an okay cameraman, but he cut into that, and that's how I got my noodle pile. He likes calling it ribbons. So come up to the house here. See, my brother made this railing out of black locust. Pretty cool. It'll last longer than we will. So we move all the wood up to here. You can see we're gonna put another row right there because we're burning every day. You know, this is all the junk pieces, oddballs, shape sizes. You know, we'll bring up the wheelbarrow. A lot of times you'll see me splitting, and then when I get a rejected piece, it goes right into the wheelbarrow. So let's go in here, in the kitchen. Oh, that's shocking. No messages for wood. That's surprising. Oh, and look at here. I got my $1,500 check from the poker, so I gotta go deposit that. And we'll come right in here. I'm not sure where the king is, but here's our Lopi. I don't know about that music. Hopefully I don't get an infringement on it, but there it is. It's Lopi. You know, the door doesn't want to stay shut, but you can see it's burning good. We can take some pretty big pieces in there. And then you see we brought in some of those noodles that John cut, and that'll be our fire starter. But we bring the wood in here, and this isn't very much of it. Usually like this whole area is filled, and then it sits in here and dries because it's right by the stove, you know. And when it gets super cold, we will shut the window there, but the glass gets black, you know. So do you guys know of anything that cleans it? Because it's like you got to take a putty knife and scrape it off there because it's on there so hard. But when we had the polar vortex last year, it's only 68 in here. That's surprising. It was like 76 degrees in here and like wind chill like 35 degrees below outside. So I want to show you the porch real quick, just our view, and wrap things up here. But you know, come out here on a nice summer day. We got all our furniture put away, but it's a nice porch to sit on and watch the lakes. We got bats in here that fly out over there, and you know, there's one goose down there. There's a bunch of turkeys out in the yard this morning too. So I appreciate anybody that's stayed this long, watched the whole thing, and we'll see you guys at the next one.